Hi guys, it is Caramello Cosplay, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video. Um, I'm going to be reviewing the Suicide Squad movie. I went Thursday for the premiere, in cosplay of course, and when I talk about this kind of stuff, I kind of like get sidetracked, so I made a list. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my points. I get really distracted easily and I can go off on tangents, so I don't want to do that, and I don't want to make this video too long because I do have a lot to say. But as a disclaimer, this is my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. Everybody will be looking at this movie in different points of views because we all expect something different whenever we see a Batman movie, or especially with Harley being on the screen for the first time, we all kind of expect something different. So just kind of watch reviews, including mine, with an open mind. With that being said, I'm just going to jump into it. I'm not going to really edit this video too much. It's going to be really raw. I hope you guys are okay with that, and I hope you guys like my cosplay. When my best friend gave me the shirt, and it's been one of my favorite cosplays as of recently. One quick thing too before I start: if you are going to cosplay Harley or just wear her for Halloween, please feel free to, because I've seen a lot of posts saying like, oh, all the girls are going to be dressing up as Harley for Halloween. Well, so what? Let anybody do what they want. Just have fun, okay? Alright. Love you guys. Mwah. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to talk about my thoughts before I saw the movie, just to kind of give you an idea of what I was going into. I thought that Harley was going to be extremely dumb and over-sexualized throughout the movie. I'm not saying that she wasn't, but I just imagined her I don't know, just being extremely stupid, not knowing grammar, like just really dumb in general, and just everything was going to be about sex, and I don't think it was. I'll get to that later, but that was one of my first thoughts. My second thoughts is Will Smith is going to do a horrible job. I was definitely wrong about that, but I don't know, I just can't see him being a bad guy. I can't see him being a cocky asshole, like, whenever I think of Will Smith, I just think of him as a good guy in any movie, but he surprised me. I thought he did really well, but again, I'll get back to that later. I also thought the movie was going to be extremely corny, like, when they released the trailers with all, like, the pop art and, like, just corny things in general. I thought the whole movie was going to be like that, and it wasn't, but, I thought it was just gonna be like really tacky, whatever. And then I was really confused when they said the movie was gonna be PG-13, because I expected there to be a sex scene between Harley and Deadshot, but that didn't happen, thank God. But yeah, so those were my thoughts before I went to the movie. So yeah. Okay, so some of the things I want to cover, I'm going to go in order with what I want to talk about after I saw the movie. So I want to talk about Harley first. She actually wasn't as dumb as I thought she was going to be, thank God. I know that this Harley was supposed to be based off of the New 52, and people are iffy about how Harley is now. I think it's just whatever. Like, okay, so in the movie, she did show a couple scenes where, when she was acting kind of dumb, it shows that she was doing it on purpose. Basically, like, when, I think she said it to Deadshot, it's like, oh, have you ever been in love? Maybe it wasn't Deadshot, I don't remember. He's like, oh, have you ever felt love? And he's like, no. Oh, just another textbook sociopath. Like, deep down, she's still Dr. Harleen Quinzel. Like, she's still there, surprisingly, but she's still there to an extent. And I was watching an interview with the actress, talking about how she wanted to try and portray that in Harley, which I think is really cool because Harley wouldn't be Harley without the Joker, and since Harley is now kind of doing her own thing, it's cool to see parts of her come out, especially, the doctor side, the smart side, the shy, the lonely girl that she started out to be. And that's also one of my points is she did dumb and sexual things for a reason. When they said crazy and she's like, huh? And then they all looked at her and she kind of just chuckled. It's because she wants people to think that she's just a crazy, ditzy, dumb blonde, And I think that's really cool. That's why I like Poison Ivy so much. And just the females in the Batman DC universe, they know that they can get away with being sexual items, not because that they want to, but just because, girls have that kind of power, which is weird to say, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say. So that's kind of cool. I hope people kind of saw that when they watched the movie. It wasn't just her trying to be ditzy. It was her just showing that she wants people to underestimate her, and then when something does happen, they're going to be blown away from what she can do. That's awesome. So now I want to talk about the Joker. He got a lot more showtime than I thought, which is a little weird because, in Assault on Arkham, it's not really about the Joker, and what bothers me is when people are like, oh, I wanted more Joker, I wanted this, da da da. Well, it's not really about the Joker. It's cool to see a different take on the Joker. I love the fact that he did the, gangster version of the Joker, except, New Day gangster, with all the chains and which was kind of cool. I have mixed feelings about Jared Leto's Joker. Was it the best Joker that I thought has ever been on screen or in anything? No. Was he the worst? No. Everybody expects something different from when they see the Joker. Even with Harley, like I said, every fan will expect something different, and you can't please everybody in this fandom, let alone a Batman fandom. That's just, it's impossible. And I think that it's cool getting to see how other people portray him. Do I necessarily agree with how Jared Leto views the Joker? No, but that's how he views it. So, I can't be angry at him for that. That's just how he sees it. And I think as fans, we have to respect that. That's about it for that. One other thing about the Joker is he was too nice to Harley. There was one scene where was appropriate is right before when she jumps in the chemicals. No, right after she jumps in the chemicals, he walks away. Just to let her die. And he does stop and turn around. And I think that was a great representation of what the Joker would have done, because deep down a part of him really does care about Harley. He's just not a good person to her, obviously. I don't know, I just think they were a little too nice with their relationship at that point. It should have been Harley's her own person. She's, but it was cool to see. It's a movie. Obviously, they don't want it to be exactly like Suicide Squad, the New 52, and Assault on Arkham. They want it to be their own thing, which I get it, but whatever. That's just a tangent. And one last thing, which I don't even know why I put this down, but he sounds out of breath all the time, and it was kind of really funny whenever he talked. And someone actually said that when he laughs, he sounds like a wind-up doll, which is so cool. That's a great idea. I don't know. I thought that was cool. Okay. Okay, so I want to talk about one other character. I don't really want to talk about the other ones because, like Captain Boomerang, I think is the stupidest character to ever exist. Everybody else is gonna be like, oh my god, how could you say that? I know he's not, like, useless. I know, like, whatever, but I don't like him, so I'm not gonna talk about him. Last one, obviously, I'm gonna talk about is Deadshot. Like I said, I thought Will Smith just couldn't be what I expect Deadshot to be. Just kind of an arrogant, cocky asshole, which he is. You know, sometimes has dry humor, but majority of the time is just a dick. I thought Will Smith did a great job. I am fairly surprised, and a lot of people say Harley took the movie. I think Will Smith took the movie. He did an excellent job. I don't really have any problems I had with him being Deadshot. The only thing is he could have been a little bit more of an asshole instead of just joking constantly, but that's not his fault, that's the writing. And you know, the whole movie was just kind of a joke, not in a bad way, not in a pun way, but like, I don't know, it kind of just, it fit with what the movie was going for, but as for Deadshot himself, I don't think he would have joked around as much as he did. Yeah. So overall, I'm gonna just touch on like other things that I didn't. So the movie was a little corny, campy. It was very unorganized. It felt like in the very beginning, it felt rushed. It felt like they're just kind of throwing information at you, and then at the end, it just kind of, you had to write it out because they already covered everything. I wish they would have given more time for the background stories, the flashbacks. Those were like the best parts of the movie in my opinion. You know, don't even get me started with Harley and Joker's flashbacks because they were just, it was good. You know, but overall the movie was silly. It was funny. It, you know, these are bad guys. They're not good guys, but you know, like, they're finally out of jail. They're getting to kill people. Like, they're probably just going along with it and having a good time to an extent. So yeah, there will be joking around. They will be having a good time. You know, I think that's cool. They, you know, the languages, the words they used was cool. It was up to date. That's where the movie's based, is today. So they all dressed appropriately. They spoke appropriately. They acted appropriately. It was just overall, I think, a good way to go about the movie. I thought the Enchantress storyline of the movie, which is sad because it was the majority of the storyline, boring. By the time they got there, she could have ended the world. Whatever. I loved the costumes they did for her. I just thought that she was just, that whole thing was boring. They didn't really, it touched on it, but not really at the same time. It was just kind of like rushed. It was just, she's taking over the world, that's it. Like, there you go, boom. Like, I don't know. I just hated that part. They could have chose a better villain for this movie. They could have done a lot more, but that's okay. Whatever. Oh, so the soundtrack, beautiful. I think I've been listening to it for 3 weeks before it came out, and now I'm listening to the whole thing, since the whole thing is released now on loop every day, every time I'm in the car, every time I'm listening to my phone. It's a problem, but I loved the soundtrack. There was a couple songs that are like, a little corny, but the whole movie was, to an extent. You know, someone was joking around, was like, oh, it looks like the movie was filmed in a shitty Instagram filter. I just think, like, everybody has their own opinions, but overall, I think it was a decent movie, and the way I rate movies is, would I go see it again? Would I pay for it? Would I buy it? Would I watch it illegally online? I would definitely go pay and see it again. And that's saying a lot, because I'm cheap. Just kidding. But, I don't know. Tell me what your opinions are. I liked the movie, and if you didn't, that's okay. Hopefully, they'll do something else that'll appease you. But, yeah, so that's my review on the Suicide Squad movie, and I hope you guys like it. Leave in the comments and let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Please be nice. It's my opinion. That's it. You don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you. It's the way the internet works. Alright. I love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.